Hey guys, and welcome back to Anzo. In this video, we're going to be talking about why Carlos Correa secretly wants to be a New York Yankee. Let's get into it. When I was doing research for my last video, I came across this interview that was 7 years ago, back in 2014, when Carlos Correa was in the minors, where Carlos Correa was talking about his big influence in baseball. Here, take a listen.
I always look up to him because he was a great player, he was a great person, and he went about his business the right way. He always played the game hard. And he was a winner. He went out the game, he wanted to win, and he played hard all the time. A great player, great person, and that's how I want to be like.
The guy was asking, why do you look up to Derek Jeter? He was like, he's a great person, he's a great player, and he's a winner, and he wants to be that. Derek Jeter has to be a huge influence. He was one of the greatest, if not the greatest shortstop ever. Not only because of his Hall of Fame career, but also because of how clutch he was, how many championships he won, and the type of person he was on and outside of the field. So it doesn't really surprise me that Correa basically got influenced by Derek Jeter to become a winner. It shouldn't be as surprising, but probably for a lot of you guys it might be surprising, because there was an interview that Carlos Correa did in Spanish, and where he talked about how Derek Jeter didn't deserve any of the gold gloves, and that left a lot of fans with a bad taste in their mouth. But let's take a look into that interview that everyone was talking about, and let's see what Carlos Correa says exactly. Obviously, it is in Spanish, so if you don't speak Spanish or understand Spanish, then this might be a little hard, but I'll translate it for you right after this clip.
Derek Jeter, ¿cuántos guantes de oro ganó? ¿Cuántos guantes de oro ganó?
Cinco
Creo que ganó.
Para mí le regalaron los 5.
Derek Jeter no se merecía ninguno. ¿Cuántos defensivos tiene en su carrera?
No,
Negativo 160, caballo. Sí, pero el ojo te puede mentir. Pero los números
Correa.
The guy that runs the podcast says, how many gloves did he win? Correa was like 5. Then the host goes along and says, for me, he doesn't deserve any of them. He basically sets the tone for Carlos Correa to say what he's going to say next. Derek Jeter doesn't deserve any of them. And then Correa says, how many defensive runs saved does he have in his career? And he answers his own question and says, negative 170. He's like, your eyes can lie to you, but numbers don't lie. And when I was doing more research into Correa and watching more interviews about him, I can understand why he had this reaction compared to in the past 7 years ago, where he was a kid in the minors, and I'm sure growing up he idolized Derek Jeter and said, hey, one day I want to win championships like this guy, and I want to be the franchise player. I know I did. I had Derek Jeter posters, I had all this stuff, because I was like, I want to be like Derek Jeter. So it's normal to feel that way. Once Correa started getting into looking into analytics more and all this stuff, Derek Jeter wasn't that good at defense. He wasn't the best. Yes, he was clutch. Yes, he was amazing. And yes, he won all these championships, but maybe his fame had to do more with that. And that's basically what he was saying in the interviews. Watch this clip right here. It's going to give you more information on how exactly Carlos Correa won the Platinum Glove.
I think it was last year. I was a Gold Glove finalist, and I didn't end up winning it. And then, I went to the Astros Analytics, and I asked for more information. I said, why didn't I win it? What can I do to win a Gold Glove? What can I do to get better defensively? What metrics should I look at? And, they told me, defensive run saves, outs above average, UZR, and, all these crazy stats that not many people know about. And I got into it. And my first step, cover more ground, finishing plays, cutting runners down at home plate, and all the things that help those stats. I was really involved with it. So every week I was asking for updates from the team to make sure I was progressing, getting better with my first step. I was asking a lot for first step reactions, which is very important. And, just kept getting better throughout the year. I've always looked up to Andrelton Simmons. I think he's one of the best defensive shortstops to ever play the game. I think he had 1 year where he saved like 40-some runs, which is crazy impressive. So that's the guy I've always looked to. I'm like, I want to be like him. I want to be as good as him. So every offseason I put in the work, and finally I got my Gold Glove like him.
So he learned exactly what he needed to do with the analytical department with the Houston Astros, and then was able to become the best defensive guy. And I'm sure over the season he kind of created an obsession over this. I mean, it's natural. You compare yourself to someone else, like a Derek Jeter, your idol at one point, and you're like, okay, well, this guy actually didn't even do what I'm doing right now. And then you mix in some ego and all this stuff, and you get Carlos Correa, someone that really studied, and props to him for knowing how to really work with the analytics and then be able to win the Platinum Glove, which isn't easy at all, to become defensively better when it comes to analytics compared to Derek Jeter. Now, do you guys think Derek Jeter was better defensively than Carlos Correa? Let me know in the comments below. If you go off of Correa's logic, basically the numbers don't lie, and Carlos Correa does have more defensive runs saved. But Derek Jeter has some clutch plays. His iconic throwing with one leg up in the air, kind of like Michael Jordan dunking in a way and throwing the baseball to first base. Iconic. At least in my memory, I never saw a problem with Derek Jeter's defense. But there's a lot of people that said, no, Derek Jeter actually wasn't that good, you know, and all of the fame actually gets in your eyes and gets in your way of actually seeing the truth. And I think that's what Carlos Correa is trying to say. At the end of the day, I think Carlos Correa would love to be a Yankee. With his influence being Derek Jeter early on in his career, I feel like subconsciously that's still there. He wants to prove to himself that he can be better than Derek Jeter. I feel like it has an influence, especially if he wants to leave a legacy of winning or a legacy of having something more than just his cheating scandal. What do you guys think? If he signs with the Yankees, do you think he's going to make a difference? Do you think he's going to lead the Yankees to a World Series championship or multiple championships? Let me know in the comments below. And if I earned your like, make sure to smash that like button like Giancarlo Stanton did with that grand slam against the Red Sox. Subscribe for more content. I come out with daily Yankees content, so you wouldn't want to miss it. And we're basically at 700 subscribers, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. And if you want to binge more Yankees and baseball content, well, you're in the right place. Check these out right here. I have a playlist and a video that's best suited for you. If you want to follow me on my socials, it's Anzo Media, and you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every single one of you guys. This was Anzo, and I'll see you guys next time.